Hey guys, what's up? Ruben here from the Midnight Garage. So today's my birthday, so you know what that means? Another how-to video. So, I've got this K20 coilover set. I've had this for years. It was installed on my K20 Shuttle, and as you can see, well, it's kinda rusted. It's completely seized. I can't adjust the height anymore, which is kinda the main point of a coilover kit. But I know there are several ways to unseize them, and instead of just trying one method, I'm going to try 4 of the main methods to unseize them, each method for a different set of coilovers, and then I'm going to see which method I personally like the most in the end. Let's talk about 4 methods that I'm going to use. Method 1, WD-40. I'm going to soak it in WD-40. I'm just going to leave it there and then I'm going to soak it again, etc, etc. Maybe after a couple of days it should be good. Apparently that's what people tell me. Method 2, Coca-Cola. I don't know, people just seem to be very enthusiastic about this method. I just have to soak it in Coca-Cola and that's it, then I just have to wait. Method 3, well, basically the same as the cola, but except for cola I'm going to use vinegar, and apparently that works as well. And method 4, a wire brush. I'm just going to clean one of the threads up with a wire brush. Hopefully that works as well. First up, these coilovers obviously are under tension, so I'm going to take them apart so we will only be left with the dampers itself. This way I know which part belongs to which set, and I will have no problem putting everything back together when I'm done. So, for the first set I will cover it completely in WD-40 and then I will leave it be. I will use a whole lot of WD-40 because, yeah, why not? And now we will just leave it to soak. For number 2 we will use the cola. Fortunately I bought a whole lot of extra cola, so that should be fine. I think this is enough. It's above the thread, it's above the adjusters, should be fine. Number 3, the vinegar. I personally think vinegar smells real bad, but oh well. There we are. Okay, while we leave these to soak, I will start with the wire brush and the 4th one. So, you're probably wondering why I started this video off with my birthday. I mean, if you're watching this video, you most likely don't even care, which is perfectly normal. But for the Midnight Garage, this YouTube channel, it's kind of an important date because 2 years ago, on my birthday, I kind of decided that, hey, I kind of like this whole YouTube thing. I like making these videos and I'm going to do more of it. So even though I've posted some videos before 2 years ago, I kind of made the choice 2 years ago that I was going to do more with the YouTube channel, going to post more videos, etc. So unofficially, I personally see my birthday 2 years ago as the official starting point of the Midnight Garage. And you know, that makes this the 2-year anniversary of the Midnight Garage. And I personally think that we've went from terrible videos to slightly less terrible videos over the course of 2 years, and hopefully they will be better in the future. But yeah, that's kind of why I brought up my birthday. Anyways, let's check up on the other struts. Number 1, the WD-40. As you can see, it looks rather slippery, but it doesn't really look that much cleaner. And especially if I flip it over to the other side, you can see that there's still a whole lot of dirt built up. But yeah, I'm just going to spray it in a couple more times and then we will check in about 1.5 days again, see if it's any better.
I guess you can't really tell anymore because the number 2 kind of dissolved, but this is damper number 2, and I think it looks a whole lot better than the WD-40, especially if we flip it over to the other side. I think the dirt itself came off a whole lot better as well. And overall, I think, well, I'm not sure yet, but I think that this method works better than the WD-40 method. And then we arrive at number 3. This was the vinegar method, and I personally think that this method works even better than the cola method, at least so far. I mean, if you look at the end, you can see that it really gets the original silver color back, and that's even better than the cola. And I think the threads look a whole lot cleaner as well. Which leaves us with number 4. This was the wire brush method. So it doesn't look as wet as the other ones because obviously I only used the wire brush. But if you look, it does look a lot cleaner. And I still, yeah, there's like these small bits and pieces everywhere that I can't really seem to get out with the wire brush. I've tried for a long time. I think I've been brushing this one for 3/4 of an hour, maybe an hour or something. And it just doesn't seem to get any cleaner than this. Alright, so this one I'll just leave it as is because I don't think I can do it any better than it is right now. These, however, I'm going to leave them to soak for about 1 to 2 days. So we're going to check back in about 1 to 2 days, see how they look, and then I'm going to see if I can unseize all 4 of them, and if so, which one works best. So my conclusions on the wire brush method. As you can see, I did get them unseized, but if I go up high enough, it will go kind of hard again. And I could probably clean that up a lot more, but I don't want the car higher, I want my car lower, so I don't really care about that. But if I go lower than original, it just becomes stuck again. And I just can't go any further, which kind of sucks. So yeah, maybe if I use like a wire wheel on a angle grinder or something, I could get it cleaner, but I'm kind of afraid that I will damage the threads, and that's definitely something I don't want to happen. So I'll have to look into this a little bit more. Moving on to method 2, the WD-40. Well, I actually can be really short about this. This didn't work at all. It's still just as stuck as it was before. I can't seem to do anything to get it unseized, so big thumbs down for me for this method. As for the Coca-Cola method, the top one moves completely free again, absolutely no problem at all, but the bottom one, it's just completely stuck. And let me loosen it up real quick so you can see the damage I've done to the bottom ring. It's quite substantial and no result, which yeah, kind of sucks, but I'm kind of on the fence on this one because this one actually moves so nicely and this one just doesn't move at all, so it's kind of weird. And then finally we have the vinegar method. Now let me show you the top one. That seems to move pretty well, if I say so myself, but then of course the bottom one, yep, no problems at all. I am really amazed about the vinegar method. Let me show you as well, because you know the other ones, they cleaned it up, but if you look at the bottom, which was completely rusted, this almost looks good again. I'm very amazed. So guys, in short, the fastest method was the wire brush, but I think that in the end the vinegar was the best solution, works the best, had the best result, and is in fact cheaper than cola, even though cola isn't that expensive as well. So if you want to unseize the coilovers and you're in a rush, use wire brush. If you aren't in a rush, use vinegar. Now before we end the video off, I do still have 2 tips left. The first one is, if you're going to clean everything up after you've taken them out of the vinegar or the Coca-Cola or whatever you're going to use some boiling water, because the rings are made from a different material and therefore they will expand a little bit more and it makes it a little bit easier to unseize them. And tip number 2, make sure that you protect your threads once you're done, because you don't want to unseize them again, I guess.
A lot of people have different ideas on this as well. I know that H&R Spring says you have to put some WD-40 on it, while KW says you have to clear coat the threads and then you can just crack it off when you adjust them and then re-clear coat them. And some people use, for example, copper compound or tape them in or use a sock over it. Now, I don't know what the best method is, because in order to find that out, I would need to test every method and then just leave the car for about 5 to 10 years. So maybe in 5 to 10 years you will see a video on that, but for now, just use any of those. So now I've put the 2 remaining struts that I couldn't unseize that well in the vinegar, and then hopefully in 2 days they should be good as well. And then once we're done, I'm going to install everything on my JDM Honda CRX, and hopefully I will be able to drop it slightly more. So yeah guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys liked it. Leave a like if you did, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this, and then hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.